Good morning, children. This is A. Manoj Kumar, working in Oxford High School, Pugunturu. Welcome to social class. We have been discussing about atmosphere. Already last session, I started pressure belts. Little bit information I given about pressure belt. Then in detail, in this session, I will explain you about the pressure belts. For example, if you see this earth, here this is equatorial region. Okay, so 23 and of north, okay, 23 and of north latitudes called as Tropic of Cancer. 23 and of south latitude is called as Tropic of Capricorn. This is a Tropic of Cancer. This is Tropic of Capricorn. This is Arctic Circle. This is Antarctic Circle. Then this is North Pole. This is South Pole. Now we are discussing about pressure belts, isn't it or not? Suppose here highest temperatures are recorded. Okay, sunrises are falling directly, so that automatically in this area temperatures are very high. When temperatures are very high, then pressure also very high. Then whenever temperature rises, then the air above the land is heated up and rises, isn't it or not? Then automatically in that area, the area very near to the land, so that created low pressure. Okay, na? It created low pressure. In detail I will explain you. So I am asking one question. The earth heated up equally, na? Suppose if you see the earth from here to here, then equally it is heating up. No, earth is not at all equally heated up. In some areas like equatorial regions, so heating up very highly. Here this area heated up very low, isn't it or not? Because sun rays are falling slantly. Okay, so suppose I am asking one question to you. Then if you take land area and water, which is heated faster? Yes, land is heated fast when compared to the water, which is cool faster. So the same land is cools down very fast when compared to water. Suppose in the morning time by 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, if you go to the seashore, if you see the water, if you take handful of water, then or else if you wet your legs with that water, then how you will feel? You will feel this water is cool, like that you will feel. Then slowly, then water will heat it up, isn't it or not? Fastly land is heated up, fastly it cools down. Which one? Land area. Okay, water slowly heats up, slowly it lost its heat. That is the science, we know that one. The earth's surface does not heat uniformly. Then land heats up faster than sea, isn't it or not? Suppose now here we are comparing land area with sea. Land, that means we are living in land area. Adjacent to us, Bay of Bengal is located, which is heating up very fast. Our land area is heating up very fast. So especially in the summer season, by 10 o'clock, not only summer, I am giving best example, summer season by 10 o'clock or 9:30, if you go outside, so how you will feel? It's so heat. You are unable to walk on the road, metal road, isn't it or not? Such a heat generating. If you go seashore area, then little bit cool conditions are prevailed, isn't it or not? Why? The land above the air is heated up very fast. The air above the water is heated up slow. Okay, the air above the land is heated up fast. The air above the water is heated up slow. That is science, isn't it or not? So see, land heats up faster than sea. Land deep in inland heats up faster than land near to the sea. What is this, sir? For example, land is fastly heating when compared to the seawater. Okay, suppose you compare the land near the sea, then inland, okay, areas. What is inland areas? Suppose in India, Madhya Pradesh located middle of India, that is inland area. Andhra Pradesh located very near to the sea. Tamil Nadu located adjacent to sea. Isn't it or not? So automatically which area heats very fast? The middle of India heats up very fast when compared to the areas adjacent to the sea. Okay. Then so the air above the land gets heated more quickly. Just now I mentioned you. When it comes to the cooling, land cools faster and water cools down slower in comparison to each other. Just now I explained you. So the heating and cooling is happening at different rates in different areas. Okay, na? So here if you see, so heating, it's this area heats up very fast, it's cools down very fast, isn't it or not? Okay, then so the heating and cooling is happening at different rates in different places. Therefore, the pressure also varied from place to place, area to area. Okay, now automatically pressure is also different from one area to another area. In one area, pressure is very high. In one area, pressure is very low. For example, if you see, this is ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence Zone. 0 degrees, okay now, equatorial region is also called as Intertropical Convergence Zone or doldrums area or low pressure area. Then why low pressure? This is low pressure area, I explained you. High temperatures are recording, automatically the air above the land is heating up and rises above the atmosphere. Then automatically low pressure creating. Okay, the air travels towards high pressure areas. Generally, air travels, that means air or pressure, whatever it may be, pressure travels toward the low pressure area to high pressure area. The next high pressure belt area is subtropical high pressure belt area. The next one is subtropical low pressure belt area. Next one is polar high belt pressure area. Okay now, polar high pressure belt area. This is polar high pressure belt area, subtropical low pressure belt, then subtropical high pressure belt, this is low pressure belt, equatorial low pressure belt area. If you come down, same high pressure belt, then low pressure belt. Okay, then polar high pressure belt area. Okay, just water moves from a higher place to a lower place. That is a general phenomena. If you pour the water in a high altitude area, it comes down. Like that, air also moving from high pressure area to low pressure area. Isn't it or not? So, just water moves from a high place to a lower place, and heat moves from warmer objects to cooler objects. Air moves from areas of high pressure areas to low pressure area. So, that is general phenomena. Heat also transforms to, so, heating objects to cooling objects. Isn't it or not? So, when air moves like that, we call it wind. Wind have different types. Suppose, so smooth wind is called, what is it called? Yes, that is breeze. We will feel very comfortable. Some gusty wind we will observing sometimes. Okay, all of a sudden the air is hitting to us, that is gusty wind. So heavy winds called as storms. Sea coasts are facing storms in the cyclone period. Heavy storms. Okay, na? Then winds are moving all over the world. Winds are moving all over the world. Isn't it or not? If there is no presentation of winds, there is no possibility to travel one place to another place. Isn't it or not? Vasco da Gama, you know very well. He found sea route to India. He belongs to Portugal. Okay, na? He belongs to Portugal. Vasco da Gama. He found sea route to India by using these winds. Okay, then he first landed Goa. Okay, by using these winds only. Then such a way earlier, then these kind of people traveled far off places by using such kind of winds. Winds are moving all over the world. At the equator, high pressure high heats up the atmosphere and the hot air rises, creating low pressure at the earth surface around the equator. Just now I told you. So due to the high temperatures, automatically the air above this area heats up and rises above. This creates low pressure belt, is called equatorial low pressure belt. Already I explained you regarding that. This is equatorial low pressure belt. Okay, suppose what we will feel, suppose the air rises above, automatically afterwards it descends. Isn't it or not? At the same direction it descends, huh? No. The air does not descend in the same direction. Suppose the air travel towards North Pole or else South Pole. Isn't it or not? This side or this side, it did not descends the same direction. In the North Pole, it descends right. In the South Pole, it descends left. I will tell you, I will explain you very clearly. As the air rises, it cools and starts descending. Having come down, as the air hits the earth surface, it splits into two parts. One part again rushes towards the equatorial low pressure area. When air rises, automatically it reaches some height, it cools down, again it turns back to the land area. Okay, na? So which area attracts this one? Low pressure area again attracts cool air. Isn't it or not? So just now I mentioned you this high pressure areas. Okay, that means high pressure moving from low pressure area. That means so high pressure air travel toward the low pressure area. Isn't it or not? Having come down, as the air hits the earth surface, it splits into two parts. One part again rushes towards equatorial low pressure area. The other part is pushed toward the next high latitude where the pressure is lower. Okay, na? So another low pressure area is here, subtropical low pressure area. So the air travel towards subtropical polar regions. Low pressure area, this one is. The winds move slightly to the right in the northern hemisphere and left in the southern hemisphere. Very, very, very important. The winds move slightly to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. So because of the impact of earth rotating its own axis. This is called Coriolis effect. This is called Coriolis effect. Very, very important. Okay, na? Due to the Coriolis effect, earth moves right in the northern hemisphere, then moves south in the southern hemisphere. Right in the northern hemisphere, left in the southern hemisphere. Okay, this Coriolis effect is very, very important. Up to now, what we discussed, we observed some low pressure areas and some high pressure areas. Okay, especially this is traveling towards high pressure areas to low pressure areas. Air is traveling towards to low pressure areas to high pressure areas. This is a continuous cycle, isn't it or not? So this is all about pressure belts. Small correction, not earth moves right in the northern hemisphere, not earth moves in the southern hemisphere. Just correct it. The winds blow slightly right in the northern hemisphere, the winds blow slightly left in the southern hemisphere because the earth moving on its own axis. This is called Coriolis effect. So just make it correction. Okay, na? Then moves to winds. Winds playing very important role. Just now I told you, if it moves slow pace, that is called breeze. Isn't it or not? The wind comes in a short and fast pace, that is called, tell me, anybody? Burst. Short and fast pace, that is called burst. If it moves very fast, that is called storms. Just now I mentioned you, Andhra Pradesh coast experiencing storms now and then. Then the winds play a very important role in the weather and climate patterns all over the world, isn't it or not? Okay, now the winds play a very important role in the weather and climate patterns all over the world. Then they also played a very important role in the history. Which one? Winds played a very important role in the history. How we can say, sir, these winds played very important role in the history? For example, I given Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama found the sea route to India. I mentioned you before, using the winds to power his ships. Okay, na? Based on the winds, he traveled towards India and finally he reached Goa. Then he carried lot of spices. Okay, na? Then he was able to transport and trade large quantities of pepper. Then and cinnamon. Cinnamon means daljina chakka. Okay, cinnamon, etc. to Portugal. Because of these winds, these are all possible. Then finally, they established, due to these winds, they established power in Goa. Who? Portugal people. Such a way, in the history, these winds played very important role. Are you agree with me? Yes. Then here, classification. Okay, winds classification. So mainly these winds based on the speed, their features, their directions, winds classified into 3 types. Number 1 is planetary winds. Number 2 is seasonal winds. Number 3 is local winds. Number 1 is planetary winds. Number 2 is seasonal winds. Number 3 is local winds. One by one, clearly in the next session I will explain you. First, see what is planetary winds occurring on the planet all throughout the year. Occurring on the planet, that means these winds are blowing on the planet all through the year. In simple words, these winds blowing on the earth all throughout the year, so that these winds are called as planetary winds. Seasonal winds, seasonally in area wise these winds are blowing. Then local winds, locally these winds are blowing. So clear cut definitions afterwards in the next session I will explain you. In this session, what did you learn? You learned about pressure belts. Okay, na? Low pressure belts, high pressure belts. Okay, regarding that we discussed. After that I explained you about, I touched the classification of winds. Number 1, planetary winds. Number 2, seasonal winds. Number 3, local winds. Planetary winds, seasonal winds, local winds. Thank you.